What is up? I just ran across this joint, man. Hey, 10 hours ago, 15 views. What? Black T. Beyonce goes crazy after secret deal reveals about Blue Ivy. Birth switch. What? Now, y'all remember the situation, right? When Beyonce's belly buckled. Oh my gracious, that was so obvious. The belly buckle thing, man. I kept rewinding it. Dude, you know what I did? Because I got in the studio where it's a nice size monitor. This is okay size monitor. And you full screen it, right? And look at the buckle. Then I got a big screen TV upstairs. I played it on the big screen TV and looked at that buckle. And they zoomed in. Remember, they zoomed in a little bit. In my basement, I got a projector screen that's like 170. It's big. And that joint is big and clear. I put it on the projector screen. I put that buckle, that belly, that baby bump buckle. That's what they was calling it, something like that. The C. And man, I swear, man, ain't no adult woman that's about to give birth is gonna sit down like that and their stomach do that. Unless they done did some damage to the baby. Come on, man. Come on. So ever since then, I've been like watching this whole thing, man. So then it's Jay-Z, rest in peace to one of his ex-girls that was off, and they saying that she looks like the mother. I can't tell if that's just Uncle Mike. I can't tell when a female looks like another female. They look alike, and that's your daughter. They look just. Sometimes I can, sometimes it's just straight up obvious. That's your daughter. In this case, I can't tell. But long story short, Jay-Z and that boy Ramir, forget about it, man. Go home. Go home, man. Go home. Just go home on that one. That is for sure. Can't wait till that come out. So let's see what this is. Beyonce goes crazy after secret deal reveals about Blue Ivy. Birth switch. Oh my God. Let's check it out. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell.
It was meant to be one of those moments in pop culture that people never forget.
Let's check this
Beyonce on stage at the 2011 MTV VMAs, holding a growing belly, unbuttoning her glittery jacket, and glowing like the sun. The audience went crazy. In the front row, Jay-Z grinned like a proud father, and headlines about the music royalty went viral online. However, a strange incident occurred just as fast as that moment became legendary. An awkward clip appeared on an Australian talk show a few weeks later, except for a strange moment when Beyonce's baby bump seemed to fold as she sat down. The video is grainy and lacks any dramatic elements. Not move, not change, not fold. Was it a fabric trick or an odd camera angle? Perhaps. However, that moment remained. It never gained enough traction to be significant until recently, but it persisted in Reddit threads and conspiracy corners. Here comes Jay-Z's real son, Ramir Satterthwaite, as he came to be known. Out of nowhere, he steps forward not just with wild claims of being abandoned, but with an even bigger twist, suggesting that Blue Ivy, Beyoncé and Jay-Z's daughter, might not be Beyonce's biological child at all. All of a sudden, that old foldable bump clip stopped feeling like internet junk food. It began to resemble Exhibit A in a much more complex and sinister tale. And Ramir isn't the only one speaking. A woman who claimed to be the Carters' former nanny also came forward in the same storm of headlines. She claims that despite never having seen Beyoncé pregnant, she assisted in caring for Blue Ivy when she was a newborn. Not once, not even in the final moments. But whether or not you believe her, that kind of detail causes your mind to pause. It's one thing for a stranger to post theories on TikTok, but it's quite another for a nanny to claim to have been inside the house. Let's be honest now. The use of surrogates by celebrities is not a scandal. For logistical, medical, or personal reasons, many well-known couples choose that path. The performance of it all, however, is what sets this hit apart. The VMA moment, Lychee's performance, the well-timed paparazzi photos, and the interviews in which Beyoncé discussed cravings and baby kicks. Why was the theater there if this was indeed a surrogacy case? If it wasn't, why are NDAs in circulation and people voicing their disagreements all of a sudden? Ramir is also not giving up. He's not merely saying that the Carters kept him hidden. He is proposing a complete cover-up that completely changed the family story from the start. According to him, the truth is more important than money, but in this world, truth is elusive. His story is being questioned, but so are his motivations. Is he resentful? Is he broke? Is this one major attempt to pierce the armor of the most secure empire in music, or is he telling the truth? The problem is that Jay-Z and Beyoncé are more than just well-known and wealthy. They have a plan. They carefully curate every image, public appearance, and scrap of family life they let the world see. Therefore, the public begins to zoom in as soon as cracks appear. Back on Twitter, that old clip of the folding bump. The pictures of Blue Ivy's baby are reanalyzed like evidence from a crime scene. The Carter family isn't a perfect dynasty all of a sudden. People are rushing to fill in the blanks in this mystery novel that has missing pages. All of this has come at a time when the Carter brand is already under pressure. Legal issues, quiet feuds, rising scrutiny. It's a developing hurricane, not just one storm. And the charges made by Ramir, they could be the spark that finally makes people wonder, what is the truth behind the perfect image we've been fed all these years? There is nothing more suspicious about the timing. Ramir's story went viral like a well-aimed grenade on the internet at a time when the Carter dynasty was already dealing with lawsuits, broken business ties, and rumors of former allies becoming enemies. It was referred to as a desperate plea for attention by some. Others claimed that by targeting the most powerful couple in entertainment, he was engaging in risky behavior. One thing was evident, though. He appeared unfrightened. He spoke with the unconcerned annoyance of someone who has had too much disregard and has nothing left to lose. Then, unexpectedly, a quote from an alleged insider who had worked closely with the Carters in their early years as parents reappeared. This individual did not simply repeat the nanny's tale. They said that even the majority of the staff was not allowed to enter certain parts of the house, which were guarded and sealed off. There were private entrances for deliveries, rooms reserved for a select few, and times when Beyoncé would vanish for hours before resurfacing in full glitz, but never clearly pregnant. It sounded like typical celebrity privacy to some. However, it began to resemble choreography when juxtaposed with the mounting mountain of contradictions. In Hollywood, the phrase image architecture is used. It's the notion that every element of your public persona, what you say, wear, and share, is a brick in the fortress. The Louvre was the model for Beyoncé's stronghold. Strong, perfect, and free of cracks. However, even the best blueprints have flaws in a society that is obsessed with digging. Since the beginning, Blue Ivy has served as the public face of that architecture. She was a brand, not just a kid. She became a representation of generational greatness through her participation in luxury campaigns, album credits, and award shows. She was viewed by fans as a representation of the power, legacy, and love story of Beyoncé and Jay-Z. Therefore, it is not only controversial, but also nuclear to imply that her very existence may be a part of a covert arrangement. Then there is the theory of the missing twins. It's the sort of thing you'd anticipate hearing on underground websites rather than on well-known ones. But here it is. Before Beyoncé's fame, Jay-Z is said to have fathered another set of twins years ago. These children are allegedly bound by strict non-disclosure agreements, confidential trusts, and a trail of carefully hidden breadcrumbs, and were never publicly recognized. According to the theory, their mother was bought off to remain silent, their names were removed from official accounts, and their ties to the Carter family were severed. Until you consider how tightly the Carters managed their empire, it sounds crazy. There are no mistakes or unintentional leaks. If there were other children out there, is it really that hard to believe they could be hidden in plain sight, carefully scrubbed from the narrative like a deleted scene? Jay's own song lyrics are now being criticized. Fans are dissecting them like code, highlighting lines that, while poetic at the time, now seem like possible confessions. Courtroom evidence is being examined in relation to references to shadows I cannot identify, doors I never open, and families I keep silent. Perhaps it's all metaphor, or perhaps it's more. By the way, none of this has been discussed in public. As usual, Beyoncé and Jay-Z have remained silent. However, in a situation like this, remaining silent feels less dignified and more like evasion, because the more questions that are raised, the louder the silence becomes, and it gets easier to think that they don't want the world to know about it. They can no longer control the spotlight. Mystique, perfection, and the appearance of unbreakable harmony have been the foundations of Beyoncé and Jay-Z's empire. However, it seems as though the audience is no longer paying attention to their performance. Pulling back the curtains and checking for trapdoors, it is examining the stage. Even silence becomes a message when every movement is examined. Curiosity among the public has evolved into intense research. Clipped, slowed down, and suspiciously rewatched are old interviews. Once applauding Beyoncé's maternal glow, fans now take note of her guarded demeanor when questioned about her pregnancy. Others highlight the meticulous management of Blue Ivy's early years. Seldom seen, always under control, and never far from the accepted family story. If it was just privacy, that would make sense. The public was never supposed to question it, but now it feels like red tape wrapped around it. The purported ex-nanny is also not backing down. Her version of events has been chillingly consistent, and she has told the same story to numerous independent sources. No late pregnancy exhaustion, no hospital stays, no belly kicks. Just a job taking care of a baby that just showed up in a house where some questions were never to be asked. Her remarks have given the rumors a voice, a face, and worst of all for the Carters, credibility. Tina Knowles comes next. Even Beyoncé's mother, who is typically kind, encouraging, and fiercely protective of her daughter's reputation, is now having her previous interviews re-examined. She seems suddenly measured in the clips where she highlights Blue Ivy's abilities. Yes, there's warmth, but there's also a strange aversion to certain time periods or early memories. She discusses Blue's presence, poetry, and piano prowess, but she never discusses the actual birth. That's noticeable for a grandmother. The idea that Tina isn't merely shielding Beyoncé has now been expanded upon. She could be the mastermind behind the quiet. As we go farther down this rabbit hole, it becomes increasingly apparent that we are looking at a puzzle with each piece intended to divert attention from the ones that are missing. At the center is Blue Ivy, who has evolved from a celebrity kid to a representation of something much greater. We have been witnessing a meticulously crafted reality for more than 10 years, if even a portion of this is accurate. Not merely a fictitious pregnancy, but a complete revision of one's past. Some even claim that this goes beyond hidden children or surrogacy. It's about power, the capacity to completely and continuously reshape the truth so that even when it tries to emerge, it gets lost in the midst of award show performances, sold-out tours, and opulent branding. That's the truly scary part. How many other celebrity realities are merely staged illusions if this degree of narrative control is achievable? Blue Ivy herself has unintentionally become the focal point of a public reckoning amid this chaos. She didn't request it. It wasn't started by her. However, millions of people are now analyzing her image and her part in this story. Every public appearance turns into a litmus test. Every gesture, facial expression, and possible hint is unjust and cruel, but when you center a whole brand around controlled perfection, that's what happens. People will destroy everything to find the truth, or at least what appears to be the truth, as soon as they smell a lie. Now, all that remains is an unanswerable question. How much of what we believe to be true about Beyoncé and Jay-Z is actually a well-produced myth? If this story is even remotely true, and what will happen if the public is ever presented with actual indisputable proof? Will the empire fall apart, or will it simply become another delusion that is more powerful and intelligent than...
Then what? Man, hey boy, we're gonna be here all day, all night. You see this last... Oh man,
Or will it simply become another...
I don't even cover this Carmela Anthony stuff, man. Oh man, I'm about to do these two together, man. God, dog. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. They hiding something, dog. My closing is they hiding something. Both of them, Beyonce and Jay-Z, they hiding something, and they are doing a poor job of covering it up. And the mother, keep. If you want to try to keep this hidden a little more, take the microphone away from your mother's mouth. Oh, she's a dead giveaway. They know this. You know that she's a dead giveaway. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.